Thank you so much for sticking with us. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Nichole Berlie at our network headquarters in Chicago. And we start this hour with both Israel and Hezbollah already accusing each other of violating the ceasefire deal on day 2 of that agreement. Now, despite the accusations, the deal does still seem to be holding for now. But Israel has warned that any violation will be met with retaliatory strikes. So taking a look at this map, as part of the 2-month ceasefire, Hezbollah forces would move north while Israel would gradually withdraw its forces. And it comes as thousands of displaced Lebanese citizens return to bombed out areas of Beirut, with the Lebanese army calling on them to be cautious as Israel moves its troops out. Let's bring in NewsNation's Libby Dean, who is live for us in Washington. Libby, what are Israel and Hezbollah accusing the other of doing?
Yeah, a lot of accusations flying around here, but this ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah was fragile from the start. And now we're seeing, just a day after this deal went into effect, both sides coming out and accusing the other side of violating this 60-day ceasefire agreement. Now we're learning that Israel has launched its first airstrike on southern Lebanon a little more than 24 hours since this ceasefire deal went into effect. The Israeli military says warplanes fired at a rocket storage facility after they detected Hezbollah activity in that area. Now, no deaths are being reported at this time, but this comes just hours after the IDF fired on suspects for approaching restricted areas, that happening in southern Lebanon. But a Hezbollah official countering that, saying that those people shot were residents returning home. Now, to recap this ceasefire deal, there's supposed to be a 60-day pause in fighting. Hezbollah fighters must retreat 25 miles from Israel's border. Israeli forces would withdraw from Lebanese territory, and an international panel is monitoring compliance from both sides here. Now, again, the IDF is warning the hundreds of thousands of people returning to southern Lebanon to be cautious here. And the Israeli military has gone as far as issuing an overnight curfew barring travel in southern Lebanon. Now, that curfew does expire in the morning, but as of right now, it's really hard to say what the future is of this ceasefire deal after we look at these accusations that we were speaking of. Nichole?
That's right. And Libby, the military is also stepping up security. It's happening at bases in the UK after several drones were spotted nearby. What more can you tell us?
Well, for the second time this month, the United States Air Force reports seeing drones around military bases in eastern England, Nichole. And military officials first spotting those drones last week around 3 bases, and then again on Monday at a 4th base they were spotted, that being at about 150 miles southwest. Now, the Air Force says that these drones range in size, but it's important to point out here that it's unclear if these drones were hostile towards American forces, that being key there. But the U.S. Air Force in Europe says they're working with the British authorities to, quote, ensure the safety of base personnel, facilities, and assets. But it's something that the Pentagon is not taking lightly.
The bottom line is it's something that we're going to take seriously. We're continuing to look into it, but as of right now has not had any significant mission impact.
We've seen the British military increase security around those 4 air bases that I mentioned, where those sightings occurred. This at both the U.S. This happening as both the U.S. and the U.K. are on high alert after giving Ukraine the green light to use those long-range missiles on targets inside of Russia. A lot of developments here, Nichole.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.